So I've been looking around at tutorials for minecart stations and minecart tracks, such as the one posted by Empty Bob. I think it's short for Almighty, basically. Anyway, so based on those tutorials and based on those designs, if you look in the description of this video, there should be a tutorial to the ones by Empty Bob. They're very good, very explanatory, and very useful. I've made this station that is for use in multiplayer. And the way it works is it has a series of docks underneath it that hold carts, and when you press this button here, it calls up a cart from downstairs, and it has a system set up so that the booster that pushes the cart upstairs goes to one of the four docks depending on which ones are occupied. And I'll show you that in a little bit, but first just a demonstration of how this works. Now we've got this button here that makes this booster come out and push it, so that when a cart does come, it sits here for a few seconds before being pushed along down the track. And usually this works, but sometimes there's some issues. This is still a prototype, so still got some kinks to work out. This booster is just to push it along. This pad right here is to initialize this intersection here. If a cart comes by without a passenger, it gets sent downstairs to the docking area. But if a cart comes along with a passenger, it hits this pressure plate, this flips, and it proceeds down the cart track. This setup right here, which as you can see is currently going to send a cart back down the track, is set up so that if all the docks within a station are full, it gets sent down the track to the next station, in the assumption that the next station will have an open dock for it. So assuming that I set up a bunch of these all along a track going off into the distance, it's possible that this could be sustainable for up until people put too many carts on the track and all of the docks become full and you just have a bunch of stray carts going around and around. Anyway, so here's the demonstration. It takes about 15 seconds for a cart to come up from below, so it's kind of slow and I need to work on that. And also, the button doesn't always work because it doesn't always catch the booster in time. So that's another thing I need to fix. Again, it's a prototype. And looks like it didn't work. Okay. Also, here we have an indicator light that tells you whether or not any carts are in the dock. So if that light's off, that means that there's no carts downstairs. Alright, here it comes. So it comes along. Now this part's also a little slow. Hopefully it'll actually make it around. Again, I need to tweak this a bit. This is based on an original design where there was just one cart, so all this stuff from upstairs I haven't really gotten around to updating. But downstairs is where most of the new stuff happens. Now I built this in about a day, all of the docking area, and I had really rough schematics on it, and I just kind of threw it together. Notice now, oh, that's not good. It's pushed along, goes downstairs. Now here's what's happening. So cart goes downstairs, gets sent down, boosted along, boosted again, and then here we have the sorting mechanism. Down here, there's a dock there, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, again, I put this together in a day, so it's all very cramped and jammed together and not exactly aesthetically pleasing or organized. Well, kind of organized, otherwise it wouldn't work. Anyway, so how this works is you have each of those docks is sitting, each of those carts is sitting on a wooden pressure plate, which tells whether or not the dock is full. Now, they have these signals that go up right here. These signals go up here, and they do a number of different things. One of the things they do is they tell this track here whether or not to send a cart down. If there's no cart down there, then this intersection flips because of that power there, and it sends the cart down, hits the wall, and the cart falls down into the dock. And it's like that for all four of these. And then there's another signal going out this way. Another signal from all four of these that hits this wiring. Oh gosh. It hits the wiring, which sends a signal upstairs through this path here. It sends a signal upstairs to the indicator light to tell it whether or not there's any carts. Now the way I set it up originally, it was messed up a bit because the signal that I sent, if it turns out that all 4 docks are full, it sends a negative signal and turns the light off. So I did a bit of tweaking here, because here's the second part of it. This says, this is the part that if all 4 docks are full, this light stays on, which causes the carts to go back down the dock, or go back down the path rather than coming down to the docks. Now I set up a thing here up above where if this light is on, which means all 4 docks are full, it sends another signal up to the indicator light to turn on. So it's kind of a catch-all mechanism in case it doesn't quite work out. Now down here is where the actual booster and the docks are. We have a booster here going around and around, and what happens is it gets sent down this path, and then at each of these intersections, this intersection here, that one there, we have these wires coming down from each of the docks, and depending on which docks are full will determine which path it's going to take. So right now it's going to take a path to that dock to push this cart out. If that cart weren't there, it would go to this dock, and then to that one, and to that one, and so on. And of course, once it pushes the carts, come out, come down here, come out this way, and get shot up. And then this takes them to the station. So there you have it. Of course, I know this is a really rough explanation, and it's kind of hard to show all that stuff downstairs because it's all kind of crammed together. If you have any questions about how any of this works or how any of it's set up, and here's the wires going to the button and to the indicator light. If you have any question on how any of this is set up, just send me a message or anything like that, and good luck. Happy mining.